all my crafting friends. Welcome to another one of my countdown to Halloween episodes. And so I am trying to get caught up, as I said in the last post. And so I'm trying to do them like every day until I do get caught up, and then I can do one a week. As I mentioned in the previous one, I've had a lot going on, and so I'm trying my best to catch up because I want to finish this series because it's a lot of fun. And so I hope that you've enjoyed the ones that I've shared so far. And so I want to share another one with you. And this one is like a little treat bag instead of a box. It's kind of a box bag, but it's something that I really hadn't thought about in the past. And so I saw it somewhere, either on Pinterest or something, and I figured it out. And I have two different versions that I've already made, and then I'm kind of going to mix the two together for one today so I don't have multiple boxes all the same. And so if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you to my Facebook, and also I will upload this to YouTube. So welcome to my YouTube channel, especially if that's your first time there also. And so welcome. And if you're returning, thank you and welcome back. If you've been looking at some of my stuff and you haven't quite subscribed, I would really appreciate if you did. That way you can catch some of my other inspirations that I put out there. And if you click the little bell beside the subscribe button, then you will be notified when I upload a video or whenever I go live. I am going live on Facebook today, but I will upload it to YouTube as soon as that I can. And then you can follow me on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram and also over on Pinterest. So I've put all those links in the description below in both places. And then with this, each one of my boxes so far, I have been uploading a link to my Google Docs account so that you can download the instructions. So basically it is a diagram of all the scoring and cutting and different things, and so you can always go there, get those inspiration sheets, and then it'll help you with making your box, your bag, or what have you. And so that link is also in the description below, and it'll say download here. Click on that and it takes you right over to that, and then you can either download it or print it. And so that is my gift to you for watching my video. And so we will get started with the actual video, and I appreciate you viewing with me today. So let's switch this over to my desktop. There we go. And so this is what we're making, these little treat bag, treat box, what have you. And so it depends on what size you want. You can always make it taller. The length of it stays the same, but the width that you do your piece of cards, DSP or cardstock, then determines on what the height is. So we're going to do this size of a box, but I think I'm going to use this embellishment for it. So I have a shorter box, a larger box, and then I put the ghost with the Happy Halloween here, and then I put the crow and the books over here. So I think we're going to put the crow and the books on this size of a box, just to show you another type of box or another option of that. So I will put those over. I'll put those over here because it gets behind this my second camera. So I'm going to pull this out. I've been keeping all my pieces together in one of those sleeves so that I already did all of the designing and made my sheets for, I think, about all of them. I still have a couple more sheets to make, but I still got time at the end to catch those up. But I'm going to try to have a sheet like this for all of them. So far I have. And then this one here is really easy. It's mainly just this piece, and then I did put on here with the designer series paper. And so here are the pieces. I've got a scrap here for the 2 3/4 stock circle, cardstock circle. So I have that. And then I also have, and it tells the scoring, so we'll do that here shortly. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that's 3 inches by 5 3/4. And then this is just a piece of scrap to do my images on. But this is the stamp set that we're going to be doing, and it's the potions and spells. And we're going to do the crow and the books here. And so they also have dies that go with them to cut them out. So I'm going to grab that stuff right at the moment. So I need, here's the crow. So grab him. I need this stack of books right here. And I'm going to grab those dies so that I have them already and I don't have to get in here more than once. So here's the crow. And I like this set because it does have a lot of dies to for the stamp set. And then it has some extra things that like this broom that we do not have any of the stamps for. And then we have about 3 things of bubbles here. And we have that. We have some right here, but there's 4 of them. Then we also have these extra bubbles. And so there's a few things in here that aren't here, and like the goo that comes over the cauldron, and just a couple different things that is not as the stamp set. And so put this off to the side really quickly. And then I have my Memento Black, Tuxedo Black ink. Go ahead and put my stamps on blocks, and I'm just using block C. Whoops. So we're going to get that going, and it doesn't really matter how I put on the block because we're going to cut those out. And there's that. And then I have some blenders here. The Stampin' blends. I've got Pumpkin Pie, light and dark. I have our Highland Heather. I've got our Daffodil. I don't know if this one's Daffodil or not. Let me check. Yep, that one's Daffodil. And then I also have, I think it's Granny Apple, yes. And then I have the light black. And you would think black is black, but it really isn't. There's light and dark to that. And we did the light so we can see the dimensions of the crow. And then I have this color lifter in case we need to make it a little bit lighter to see those dimensions to it. So with this, so I've done 12, 11, 10. This one's 9, and I'm hoping still this week to get 8 and 7 up on Facebook and on YouTube. And then next week I'll also put a couple more and get me on track with the end of the October. So anyway, we will get started with this little thing here. And I have a 2 3/8 circle punch. And so I'll just punch this out like that. So finished with that. So this is Blackberry Bliss is the color that we have. And like I said, this was just a piece of scrap. And then this DSP that we're doing is To Market. That's the name of it. And it's 12 by 12. And it's this plaid of the Blackberry Bliss. But on the other side, it's the bags and baskets in that DSP. So at the time I was designing these, we didn't have any DSP that was for like Halloween and things like that. So I had to go through all my other papers to find some that would work for my projects. And so that's what I found there. And then now they are releasing some online exclusive. They've got the paper, and they also have a scrapbook kit, so that it's for like the Halloween, and it's got the books and the different things like that. So these little stacks of books, it has that in those. And so now I think I've got a couple more I need to design, and so maybe I can use those type of products to do that. So I'm going to get all this scored. I'll bring this right here. So on our circle, put it here where you can see it. On this circle, I'm going to put there, grab my thing here. We're going to score at a 1/2 inch on 4 sides. So I want to put it in here, and I'm going to set this at 1/2 inch right here. And I'm going to easy, because it's easy to get off. So there's that. And I want to turn it till it's parallel with the top. Whoops. I'm going to do 1/2 inch on. Trying to get 1/2 inch on that side. I'm going to turn it again till it's parallel at the top. It's hard to do it when it's a circle, but it can be done. Oops. And 1/2 inch there. Then we're turning it. So we're just turning it 1/4 each time. Whoops. Make it parallel at the top again. And then we're going to do 1/2 inch again on that. So it's a little bit harder to do because it's a circle, but it can be done. I guess you could fold it in half and do that, but then you would see that score line whenever the bottom of the box. Okay, so I'm going to put this in, and I want it in the landscape mode. So the side that's 5 3/4 at the top of my scoreboard. And so we're going to score, let's see. Oh, we don't score that. I'm so sorry. We don't score that because we may not get them in the same place that we did for the circle. All right, so I do need my snips just for a small thing here. So I'm going to snip these little triangles, and I didn't put it in the diagram because I just made it where I didn't put it in this diagram because I just made it to where I made it go to the circle, but it does overlap just a little bit on each one of these. So you just want to take these little rectangle notches out. That is all the cutting that we will do here, and until we cut our ribbon. Okay. Each one of those going to come out. So then it looks something like that. Then we're going to grab our bone folder. We're going to crease, well burnish those on each one of those score lines. Okay, so we have the bottom of the bag by doing that. Okay, so I'm going to take some tear tape. I'm going to put just a little bit close to the score line. I know you can tear it, but I'm going to trim it because they're at an angle on some of it a little bit. So along that score line. Okay, we're just going to do that on all 4 sides. This is kind of a small piece to be working with, but it's not hard. Okay, and we're going to burnish each one of these tearing tapes that we put on here. And then we got a little crooked, and I hope it doesn't go over that score line. We'll make it work. And then on this, we're going to run tear tape along the bottom of that. Got that end a little high, but I think we can make it work. There we go. So we're finished with the tear tape. Now that I have that, I'm going to just set that off to the side. I want to get that finished, and then we're going to do some stamping so that it has a chance to, for the black ink to dry so that we can color it. Here in Indiana, it was like 42, 43 degrees this morning. Now this afternoon, it's probably between 75 and 80. And so when you wake up, it's chilly in the house. And whenever the afternoon gets here, it is stuffy in the house. Okay, so we'll just set those up there. I want to give them a moment to dry, because sometimes I have found when I start coloring with my blends, if I don't give the memento a chance to dry, it starts smearing into, it makes it kind of muddy looking. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to the side. We've already done all of that. And we are going to find, this is a piercing tool that has retired, and I keep forgetting to get my take your pick out of my to-go bag, where I took it to a team meeting. Say that, and then I forget to get it again. So when this video's over, I hope I can remember to grab it. I'm going to take the backing off of that, but I'm just going to do one of these for now. And then I'm going to start in the middle of one. So I'm not going to start on the corner. You want to start in the middle. You want to run parallel with that. You want to run parallel with that score mark that's there. And I'm holding this end up, unless you're on the silicone mat, which I have it somewhere, but this is also a silicone mat, but I don't want to have to get that tape off of it. So I'm just going to burnish that down, and I'm just going over this one section, trying not to stick that to the counter. Then we're going to take our tool, and we're going to take this next piece off. And if you just work in bits and pieces, you don't end up handling the tape and making it where it won't stick. So then now we're going to fold that where it makes the edge, and we're going to wrap this around. So I'm going to tuck this out of the way just a little bit, and then I'm going to crease that corner. So it'll go on around. I'll line it up, and then, so I lined it up, and then I let it pop down, and I'm going to burnish that. Hope this is making sense. I'll try to show you on this one what I was meaning. So we're going to take this, put that back, and be careful you don't poke yourself. Okay, and then there's a little piece here hanging over. I'm just going to flip that over. So now what I'm talking about is I'm taking this piece and I'm folding it down, and then I'm bringing this around and then creasing it on that corner. Okay, then I'm going to line that edge up with the cardstock, and then I'm letting go of that little tab here, and then pressing it onto that paper, onto the DSP, and then now I'm going to burnish that. So here's the last one. So you just keep wrapping it around, but you want it to be tight, and you want it to be well burnished, because we have tear tape on this and on the DSP. I think it will hold better. You can use glue, but you have to hold it for each one before you move on to the next one, because it won't hold if you don't. I've tried. But you have to be more patient if you're using glue. If you do the Stampin' Seal Plus, you can do that, but it's such a small area, it makes it a little bit harder. So I'm going to tuck this out of the way, bring this around, and crease it. Okay, on that corner, you want to pinch it. And then you're going to, so I got it tucked back, and we're going to let it pop up to this, and we're going to line that edge with that DSP. Come in here, burnish it again. And then we have this last little bit here, so I'm tucking it by pushing on the DSP, and I'm going to pinch it right here. But I'm not going to glue it yet because I'm going to put tear tape right there. I should have probably put that on while I was doing the other, but I was thinking about gluing it, but I don't think so. I think I'll put the tear tape. That way I know it's going to hold. All right. And these have been made for several weeks, so it's holding quite well with the tear tape. I'm just going to pop this one end first. I'm going to fold it over like that so I can get this edge here but not do the rest. Okay, so we're going to line that up and adhere. And then I'm going to go in here, press it, and burnish it with the bone folder. So now then, I'm going to come together and we're going to pinch like that. Peel this off. And if you've got sticky inside, I guess you could make this about an 1/8 inch bigger if you do have sticky. And if not, I mean, if you do, you could also take the embossing buddy in there. There, bring it out, and then the sticky is all gone. All right, so this is our bag box, and it's square on the bottom, and then you just pinch it at the top. And I have this office hole punch, and it's just a normal size hole punch. I believe that's what I used. And I'm going to come up here and just barely, so this is the front. I'm just going to barely go over that edge and punch, and I'm going to scooch over and punch. So I went through both pieces, and then so that's how I have it. And set that off to the side, and now we have these two colors. Set these right here. I'm going to color these in. So for our crow, I'll do the light basic black. And I'm going to start with the brush tip. I'm just going to go along that outside edge. I want to go around his eye. I know a lot of people like the blunt tip, but I think with this teeny tiny tip, I have more control. Other people don't think that, but for me, it helps me have a little bit of control. It's a light touch. I'm not pressing hard. hope that will lighten, and if not, I have my lifter. Okay, so then now I need my, I'm going to go with the dark Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do the blunt tip to do his beak. Then I'm going to do light pumpkin pie for his legs and feet. All right, so there's that. And now it is time to do our books. So I have him finished. And so I'm just going to add some light pumpkin pie to these pages. Not doing the book itself, just the pages. I'll do this potion down here. The binding of it. So we're just coloring in. You can do whatever color, and you can do the whole book, but I like it when it's got a little different coloring to it. Do the dark pumpkin pie. I'm going to do these ends here. That. Then we'll do the striping here. That. Maybe just the book binding on this. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to do the Granny Apple. I'll have to do the blunt tip on that one. That one is ruined. You just color however you want. I'm going to do Highland Heather. Is that right? Yeah, Highland Heather. Color these in inside of this. And I think we're done. Okay, so he's got a little bit of dimension to him. Show you that. You can see his wings a little bit. I'm going to take the collar lifter, I'm going to go over his body. Not so much his head because there's not as much detail up there. So now then, look at, you can see his wings and different things. So I like that. These out of the way so that I can bring in, I'm going to try my mini one. If not, I'll have to grab the larger one because sometimes I have trouble with my mini one. And they've told me ways to fix that problem. So hopefully it'll work right and I won't have to try the fix. But we shall see. So I'll grab my plates, and I have some extra ones here. So I may have to swap them out. Put that on there. Bring my paper in. I'll put my crow on first. And you just line it up so you can see that it's filled in. You can see just the edges of his body, beak, feet, that kind of stuff. I'm going to do this next one. Put it around the books. thing with this. Bring it down till you can see the edges. I know I'm almost off the frame with that picture, but I think it'll work. Scratch it this way just a little bit. We're going to put this top plate on, and we need that top plate farther in than the bottom plate, or this middle plate. Now, start it out and then see if it'll go, because sometimes it just slips and slips. Well, today it's going to work. Yay! Okay, so there we go. I like it when it works. It's frustrating when it does not work. Oh, it slid on me. Well, now I got to do that one over. See, that happens. I had it stuck and then I had to scoot it, and I think I scooted it a little too much. So we'll do that one again really quick. And with it being black, if it smears a little bit, it won't matter that much because, well, crow is black itself. Hopefully we'll get on to with the die cut. If not, he just won't have that much of an outline around his feet. All right, so I'll hurry and do this one. Mistakes happen, and we just roll with it. I don't like it when mistakes happen, but they also don't upset me when it happens. Things happen all the time, especially when I'm crafting. Give me a moment, just bear with me while I do this real quick. It doesn't take long to color these things in. It's just we've already done it once, so that's frustrating, but I just want to see if I can do it again, I guess. All right, so if I happen to do it, mess it up the second time, well, then I'd be frustrated. If you're joining me during this, welcome you, and know that I do make mistakes. Something off. Try this again and hopefully get it on there correctly this time and not let it shift. I use this piece because it seemed to be stickier. Line him up, tape him down. Everything will. Hopefully will. Put this on there. Doesn't look like it moved. Turn this so I can go. There, and it's not this slick this time either. Good. Fingers crossed that I did not cut his head off this time. Could be a headless raven, I guess, but there we go. So put that piece away. Whoops, almost threw the die away. Don't want to do that. All right, so now we will decorate the front. And here's my ribbon. I think I have just enough, so I'm going to cut this end off that way. And this is the black and white gingham ribbon. cut that at an angle because I'm going to push it through the, through this hole. And you'd fill it with candy, whatever candy you want, but it's ties, so we're not completely sealing it. So you can put whatever you want into this. You can make them ahead of time, and then you could seal them up whenever time gets here. All right, so I'm going to, I've got these little clips that I think you use them for when you quilt. I'm going to keep my box closed with that while I'm tying. You could use a mini clothespin or what have you, but I'm just going to use this, make my bow, like that, remove my clip, cut my little tails. I can use these for something else. All right, so that's my bow. I can work with that later if I want. And then we are going to put these on. I'm going to glue this directly on here. I have to take when it gets clogged, I have to peel that off. Sometimes I don't hit the trash. Sometimes I miss it. And I get those all over my floor, and I don't like that. So I'm going to glue this down here in the flattest part of the box. And I'm going to hold, I'm not gluing it all the way. It's going to hang over, and then I'm going to hold it in place so it has a chance to adhere. But I didn't go all the way down to the bottom. I'm leaving some space down there. I could have, I can open it and hold this down if I wanted to. I'm just going to hold it in place for a moment. And then with him, I'm going to grab mini dimensionals. Put one on his head, one down here at his feet. Then, let's see, I had some larger dimensionals, but we'll just finish that with these. Put it here at his tail. And in the middle of his body. Take these off the back. Make certain that's, yep, it's attached. I'm going to sit him right here on the books. Oops. So I kind of tuck his feet back behind the books. And then I'm going to press him onto the bag. So he's raised up. The books aren't. We've got those flat, but because this arches a little bit, I didn't want to glue him down, but I wanted the books glued down, but I didn't quite glue that top, so I just tucked his feet right behind. I could have overlapped it in the front, but that is our little box. And so it's sealed in the back, sealed around the bottom. It'll hold. You could put Hershey Kisses in here. I have those mini Kit Kats that would slide down in here. You could put candy corn in them. You could put some little gumballs and different things in there. You could put the gum that you get at ball games and stuff that's wrapped. You could put little pieces of chewing gum in here. There's several different things that you could put inside this box. We have 2 different sizes of this one, and then we have this one that has the little ghost and it says Happy Halloween. So I hope that you like this series that I'm doing, even though I'm a little behind on it, and I hope that you like this little bag and you'll give this a try. It's minimal products to put it together, and so if you like this project, please give my video a thumbs up. If you're watching on Facebook there, and if you're watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up there, and give me a follow or a subscription. So I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. And in the description below, if you want supplies to make any of these projects that I'm sharing, there is a place to shop with me, and I would love to earn your business. And there's also a host code with that shopping link. And so thank you so much, and have happy stamping. Bye-bye.